Well, I have lived in Westchester now for 25 years. It's hard to believe. Actually, no. Full disclosure, technically I live in West Goshen. Okay, I think of it as West. Yes, any New Testament scholars here, New Testament fans? If you know the New Testament, you'll know that West Goshen is mentioned in the Bible. Am I right? Yeah. It's where Jesus went to get his building permits. Yes, West Goshen. I believe it's somewhere in 2 Corinthians. Sorry. But anyway, I've been here for 25 years, but from one day to the next, I just never felt like I was getting older. I just felt like me. I got up every day and I went to work, and on Sunday or Saturday I walked the dog, but I never felt like I was getting older, and I think a lot of us are like that, but every so often, not frequently, but every so often something happens that kind of like tells you that you have reached the next level. And so I'm walking down Gay Street one day, and it's a Saturday, beautiful Saturday. I'm walking along down Gay Street, and this woman comes. She's coming the other way on the sidewalk, and nice-looking woman. She's got a couple little kids with her, and I kind of look up, and, a little younger than me. Okay, much younger than me. And I look and I smile, and she gives me this look. And I keep walking, and I'm like, what's that look? What is that? What was that look? And all of a sudden, I realized, it hit me. Barry, you are not that pumped, ripped stud you were in your 20s anymore. No, you're not even that middle-aged guy who wouldn't admit he was a middle-aged guy when he was a middle-aged guy. No, well, anyway. You were walking down the street the other day when a pretty woman came the other way. She was probably in her 30s, so of course you got the flirties. You smiled at her and thought it was okay. But the look upon her face was one of fear. She was probably thinking, get me out of here. And there and then you knew she was scared to death of you. And suddenly it all was crystal clear that you're that creepy old guy now. You're that creepy old guy now. You've lost muscle, you've lost bone, you got low testosterone, and you're that creepy old guy now. Sing along if you know it. Well, the hair has started thinning on your head, and it's coming out your nose and ears instead. Well, your belly, it protrudes, no one wants to see you nude. It's a wonder you can make it out of bed. Well, your genetic coding makes you notice women, but don't think those little guys of yours are swimming. Your DNA's so tired that your spermies have expired. Well, let me tell you, Pops, your hopes are dimming, 'cause you're that creepy old guy now. You're that creepy old guy now. You've lost muscle, you've lost bone, you got low testosterone, and you're that creepy old guy now. Well, you really shouldn't hang around the bus stop in places like New Jersey or Westchester. Even though the kids are really cute, you must stop, or they're going to call you in as a molester. So next time you pass a pretty little honey, and you're thinking she's as fertile as a bunny, just remember that you're old and your hotness has gone cold. She would only want you if you had more money. And the moral of the story, it is plain. When it comes to you, most women would abstain. Well, it's not that you look bad, you just remind them of their dad. When it comes to hooking up, you miss the train. You're that creepy old guy now. You're that creepy old muscle, you've lost bone, you got low testosterone, and you're that creepy old guy now. Well, your prospects aren't great, so just go home and master painting or calligraphy or some other hobby, 'cause you're that creepy old guy out in the cold guy, creepy old guy now. Thank you. So I guess it's hard to categorize what I do. You can. But I guess if you got to put me in a category, I guess it's singer-songwriter. And when I first started, when I was a young guy and I first discovered the Philadelphia folk music community, which is an awesome music community, by the way. Philadelphia Folk Society, Philadelphia Folk Festival that is on this year. It is on. Go online, buy your tickets. It's going to be awesome. But when I first started going to these events, and I was a young guy, and there were two different kinds of, they're kind of like two groups in the folk music community. And the one group was, they were the older folkies, you know, the 60s, what I call the kumbaya folkies. And then you had us like young whippersnapper singer-songwriter people, and you know, we were very different than them, generationally a little different. But anyway, one day I was at an event and I happened to overhear a couple of the older folkies, and the one was saying to the other, he goes, you know, those young singer-songwriters, they are so self-absorbed. You know, they're so self-centered. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I really took offense to this, so I wrote this song in defense of singer-songwriters everywhere. I'm a singer-songwriter and I'm real proud of it. I dig Nancy Griffith and I love it. I write 300 songs a year with differences you'll barely hear. And every single song's about me, me, me. Every single one's about me. Now it's a sing-along. Well, I write about me, I sing about me, I talk about me, I think about me. Well, how about you, don't you want to be me? I'm a singer-songwriter, that's me, 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 me. I want to hear more people singing on the chorus. You'll be graded on this at the end of the evening. Well, how does a typical day start out for a typical singer-songwriter like me? You may be asking yourself. Well, I get up in the morning and I sit at the table. I eat my granola and I contemplate my navel. I think it's changed since I used to be skinny. Used to have an outie, now I got an innie. I think I'll write a song about it 100 verses long. Well, I write about me, I sing about me, I talk about me, I think about me. Well, how about you, don't you want to be me? Yeah! That was much better. I'm a singer-songwriter, that's me, 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 me. You'll never guess who wrote this song. Well, they tell me it's a big wide world with wondrous things to see. But every time I see those things, they make me think of me. Me, 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 me. Well, I sing a lot of songs about the girls I've dated, the ones I've loved and the couple that I've hated. A girlfriend's nice, but it seems wherever we go, the room's too small for her and my ego. And I wonder why I sleep with me. I wonder why I sleep with me. Me, well, I write about me, I sing about me, I talk about me, I think about me. Well, how about you, don't you want to be me? You can't quite hit that high note. Yeah! I'm a singer-songwriter, that's me, 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 me. Anyway, so I had a New Year's resolution. I decided I'm going to stop watching. I'm going to stop watching cable news. Okay? I'm not going to watch, Walter Cronkite was the gateway drug to this stuff. Right? Okay? Am I right? Okay? One minute you're on Peter Jennings, next minute you're snorting Fox. So, but anyway, so I said, I'm not going to stop. I don't care which side they're on, I'm going to stop watching it. And so I'm like, what do I do? So I started watching sports. And I started watching a lot of sports. One thing I realized, whether it was baseball or football or basketball, every one of the commercials on those broadcasts is for one of four things. Am I right? Right? It's beer, it's pickup trucks, it's online gambling, and hey, sports and gambling, what could possibly go wrong there? And finally, anybody, what's the fourth? Anybody? Yes, ED. There and there, we got two winners in stereo. Yes, ED medications, yes. And I had to be enlightened on this. I had to be educated on this whole ED thing because apparently it's the worst thing facing America today. Forget the $38 trillion debt. We got ED to deal with. I'm learning more about this ED thing, and I'm listening to the commercials, and great that they have these drugs, but the side effects, it's kind of terrifying. And I started thinking, here's why they haven't cured ED, okay? They haven't cured ED because they're trying to treat it as a medical problem, okay? And it's not, you don't treat it like a medical problem. It is an economics problem. Now, I have a degree in economics, not to brag. And the first thing you learn in economics is supply and demand, right? Anybody economics students here? Yes. Okay, supply and demand. The whole problem with erectile dysfunction is, when you're a guy and you're young, you got lots of supply, not so much demand. And then later on, years later, you get more demand and not so much supply. So, and I started thinking, isn't it a shame I couldn't have just saved them up, for later. And so I wrote this song. I'd like to apologize ahead of time. Watching baseball on the TV when I happened to see me a commercial for a big drug company about a dandy medication that they sell throughout the nation for a malady they say is called ED. Well, they say it brings erections if you follow the directions, but the side effects sound scary as can be. And my mind went back and wandered to the ones that I had squandered in the days when I was in my puberty. All those wasted erections from my younger days, wish I could have saved them for when my hair turned gray. If God would grant me just one wish I could have saved all those wasted erections from my younger days. All those wasted erections from my younger days. You guys are going to sing along in that chorus next time. I hope you know it. Well, as a boy, it hit you around the time of your bar mitzvah, in the classroom, or when playing water sports. When you see a pretty lassie with a well-appointed chassis, and you feel a strange sensation in your shorts. But one day you turn 50 and things are not so nifty, and the flagpole's only flying at half-mast. And you wish you could have banked them, but instead you went and spanked them. Those spontaneous erections from your past. Here we go. All those, everybody, wasted erections from my younger days. Wish I could have saved them for when my hair turned gray. Just the girls on this next part. If God would grant me just one wish I could have saved all those wasted erections from my younger days. All those wasted erections from my younger days. Well, your urologist could treat you with Viagra or Levitra or another artificial pill or plan. But you'd never be a loner with a free-range teenage boner. you'd be a local hero and your copay would be zero. So go on and use Cialis to invigorate your phallus, and it might just do the job successfully. But better hope your superpowers don't last longer than 4 hours, or the hospital is where you're going to be. As the nurse gets you deflated, you might wish that you had waited for a flashback from your youth to come around. But when you use medication to stimulate inflation, just remember that what goes up must come down. All those wasted erections from my younger days, wish I could have saved them for when my hair turned gray. Everybody on this now. Well, if God would grant me just one wish I could have saved all those wasted erections from my younger days. All those wasted erections. Well, I ain't got no collection of those wasted erections from my younger days. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.